I'm Amber. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the Mario movie. So I grew up playing uh, Super Mario Brothers and Mario Kart, all that, and so I am a Mario fan at heart. I don't really play that anymore, but it still brings back some nostalgia, and so I watched it the other day, and I will say really putting personality behind these characters. Like, we can assume their personality, based on like the video games and stuff, like, and like some of the cartoons or movies that have come out. Um, but I think it's always really tricky because you want to get that right personality for this right character. And so that way, kids and adults can connect to it. Adults who played the games can be like, yes, that is that character. Because you don't want to make it something so different. And what I found really funny was that they made Mario and Luigi like Italian, but like not speak Italian, like with the accent. And they only did it when there was like some funny times and everything, but like it was comedic effect. And I really, really liked that. I think that the voice actors did a great job in capturing the essence behind them, even though it wasn't in those typical voices that we're used to. Peach didn't have this very high pitched voice, which I kind of appreciated, and she was very sassy, and I liked that. It wasn't very like princessy. It was more sort of like sassy princess. Like, I really enjoyed it. She had a little bit of like a bad streak to her in a way. Like, she knew how to do all these different things like on the side, and she was a princess, and it was just kind of like she was a little bit of a rebel. Um and I thought that really added like depth and like dimension to her character that we didn't have before. And it wasn't just like this princess damsel in distress. Like, it was her showing Mario what to do, which was really nice. I also really appreciated that Mario did not like mushrooms. That was the funniest thing I think that came out of this, because I was just like, oh my goodness, he has to eat mushrooms. And I didn't even think he had to eat them. Like, I have not watched any of the old cartoons or movies, but my assumption of like him having to eat the actual mushroom, like, I assumed it just kind of hit him. Like, so yeah, that was really interesting. And the fact that like he throws it up and he loses the power up, like, that was funny. I kind of wanted to have more explanation as to what this world was and why. Like, okay, we know it's the game, we get it, but like, if you're entering this world and this, like, these human-esque characters, it's like, where did this world come from? Why do we have these power-ups? Why do we have these giant cubes with question marks? I'm sorry, Bowser going up to the giant cube with a question mark was a little questionable for me. I needed kind of a reason as to why this world exists and why we have these things. Like, in this world we like get power-ups. Like, that was enough explanation for me, and I was like, okay, but why do these things have a question mark, but that wasn't really established. I didn't think it was so necessary, but I think it would have been a little like icing on the cake. Like, okay, like, this makes sense. Also, in the end, did they all go back, or did they live in the is this the new human world? Is this the new Brooklyn? And the fact that they like came from Brooklyn and had more of a Brooklyn accent than they did in Italian was brilliant. I loved Toad. Toad was amazing. Are they all named Toad? I don't know it because he's Toad. And I think Luigi, like, being the scaredy cat, it had some pros and its cons. Obviously, like, in the video games he is a little bit more scared than Mario. But like, now we kind of see like this thing that he's sorry, my dog's here. This like inner thing that he's going through, where his brother's a little bit more confident than him. He sticks up for him. I don't know which one is the older, which one is the younger. But it just was like, you really felt for him. And then at the end, when he kind of just had like this moment where he was able to like just do things, I kind of wanted to like, he just kind of did it. I wanted to kind of have more build up to that. But it's fine. I'm looking at this from a critical lens. It's a kids movie. It was great. It was cute. I loved the little star that like loved death. That was amazing to me. And I loved how they incorporate all the different little elements, like the Mario Karts, and then like we were playing Donkey Kong and everything, and it just was all these little things, and then like the Donkey Kong monkeys, like gorillas, were ended up being nice and everything and helpful, and then like the piranha plants just kind of came out of nowhere. And for me, at the end, when like the piranha plant ate them, I'm like, doesn't that mean that the thing is gone? Doesn't this thing like the star thing only last like 5-10 seconds? And then I'm like, aren't there more of these? Why is it just like this is the magic? Like, why is this the only one? Um, Also explain like kind of like what the different mushrooms are and what each one represents would have been a great lesson for Mario, I think, because then he's just kind of like, oh, this does this does that. Also was really cool seeing like Donkey Kong and Peach get the powers and everything. That was really cool. I haven't seen something like that. But then again, haven't seen the movies and stuff. But I thought it was just really interesting. And then why does Donkey Kong have to like smash it and not eat the mushroom? I didn't get that. If we're gonna take this joke, to the next, if we're gonna continue with this joke, we might as well like, do it continuously. Um, and so yeah, and like I love that he was like picking the mushrooms out of his like linguine and stuff, and it was or fettuccine, whatever it was. I think it was so cute. Adding the dad and adding like he like wanted to impress his dad was so cool and everything. Not so cool, but like it was an interesting element that I think was just like you don't think of these things, and then it was just like, oh, it's there. Um, and so I just loved all the different elements, all the different components that went into it. And they really like added all these Easter eggs and everything and stuff. I was watching it with my brother and he was just like, oh, it's that, it's that. And I knew exactly what he was talking about most of the time because I was like, I grew up with that. Um, so all in all, I thought it was a really good movie. I loved like that there was like these little hidden meanings, like obviously like seeking love from a father or affection, trying to like your brother is like essentially like you feel like that he's better than you and defends you in a lot of ways, like like what do you do with that internally and everything. And this whole like movie was just about brotherhood, and then he was going to save his brother, and then like them together is like this powerful bond. But at the same time, I guess they kind of learned how to be apart from one another, and I think that was also very valuable. um Bowser and his song will be stuck in my head for about 5 weeks. We shall see. Um, I thought Jack Black as Bowser was amazing. Like there are certain moments when I felt like the growl and the tone in his voice, you couldn't really tell it was Jack Black, and then you could clearly hear Jack Black. So I thought like they could have worked on that a little bit more. But I thought he was great. I really he was so great. And I loved like how we had like more more like humanistic kind of like Bowser, like he's like this dragon type thing with the turtle shell, like, and like he's the bad guy, and then in this one is just like you really felt like he was a bad guy, but he had like a soul, and I love that. And I love that they turned him tiny, but then doesn't that go away? Wouldn't he break out of the? Doesn't that disappear after a while? At least, like from when I played, like I knew that went away after a bit. Um, I think that the Mushroom Kingdom was so cute. And the fact that we don't know Peach's backstory so much and where she came from, um, I think they gave us just enough, just that she kind of like showing us that she came out of the tube. We can assume that she came from the human world or somewhere, and she was adopted into, you know, this kingdom, and she became their princess. And it was just like, oh, and so I thought it was so adorable. The fact that she just kind of came and she was like, you have to get out of here, and they just kind of went like crazy, and it was total mayhem, and it was just like, all right, like like it just, I felt like it was such a good kids movie in terms of visually, very nice, very pretty, lots of pretty colors and everything. But at the same time, there's a lot of lessons for kids and a lot of funny moments. And I think everything was in its right place for a kids movie. And I think nowadays sometimes you need to add like those deeper elements, to teach lessons to kids, and so that way they can relate to certain things and everything. And that's been like done in like literature, like TV since way back when. And so I think that the ones that they were bringing up, the certain like topics, like again like the dad and like brotherhood and everything, it's very true to today's culture. And also um I just thought it was just a very cute, fun, friendly family movie that I can understand why it was so popular and why I saw people wearing costumes going to see it. um and I think that I I feel like it left enough if there was going to be a number two, which I'm pretty sure there is going to be. We have enough room to play with. They didn't use all like the Easter eggs, all the different like components. Like it just was enough to be like, okay, we can do a completely different movie. Well, not a complete. We could do another movie that has like different elements and different things. Like it's not going to be the same exact movie. We got just enough in this movie. The Rainbow Bridge, beautiful. Um I kind of wanted them to like kind of have where like they die and they get like only 3 lives kind of thing, like, but I don't know, like I just kind of wanted that part of the video game to be true because they kept falling into the water and I'm like, they're dead, that's it, like live one is gone. um but it's okay. All in all, I think I would give it a solid like 8, 9 out of 10. I thought it was really enjoyable. And I feel like I would watch it again. It just like some movies, you can't just like you can't watch again because you're just like, okay, I got it. But I feel like I would watch it again just to like see like all the little things that I missed. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all real soon. Bye.